The release of Sarah Palin's book is raising new questions about her political future. And joining us now to discuss that, as well as this week's other Washington headlines, is David Mark, senior editor of Politico. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we start talking about Sarah Palin's book, let's take a look at what Bob Schieffer had to say regarding the release of her new book.
I think she'll sell a lot of books, but I don't think it's going to help reestablish her as, as a political candidate. My guess is she's not ever going to run for anything, and I think if she did, I don't think she would get very far.
And David, there have been a lot of strong reactions to the release of this new book. Conservative columnist David Brooks calling her a joke, saying that he can't take her seriously, and other conservatives following suit with what he had to say. Do you think that this book, is she done? Is this a nail in her coffin?
I agree pretty much with what Bob Schieffer said just a couple seconds ago. She clearly is out there trying to sell books. That's the main goal of this book tour. It's not clear at all that she's running for president in 2012, that she has any plans to do so. I think she wants to make money, as much money as she can, and that's her number one goal right now.
And so do you expect that's going to happen, that the book sales are going to be through the roof?
It seems like she's off to a pretty good start. After all, this book was already #1 on Amazon a week or so before it was released. It might be fleeting, though. It might be that only a core group of conservatives really want to buy this book, and the sales drop off pretty quickly.
We just heard a little while ago, a couple minutes ago, that 62% of Americans think that she would not be an effective president. Is that at all her mission here, or you think this is just all about book sales?
Those are very difficult numbers to overcome. So even if she did want to run for president in 2012 or beyond, she would really have to change her image. It doesn't seem like there's really anything in the book that is set out to do that. She talks a little bit about liking Ronald Reagan, admiring Reagan, but she doesn't really get into political philosophy or talk about issues. So it really does seem like she's focused on her cult of personality and selling as many books as possible in a short amount of time.
Let's turn now to China. The U.S. is in debt with China $800 billion. And that obviously has to influence President Obama to some degree. He has to walk a fine line when talking to the Chinese leader about getting him on board with some of the things that the U.S. is trying to achieve. How much of an influence do you think it's had?
I think that's a very significant issue of leverage that China has over the United States. We already saw some evidence of this a couple of weeks ago when the Dalai Lama was visiting the United States and President Obama declined to meet with him, the first U.S. president to do that in some time. So clearly he's walking a very fine line in terms of China. He's walking on eggshells a little bit because they have the leverage over the U.S. right now, not in terms only of national debt, but in terms of currency, the dollar, and many other issues.
President Obama is looking for China to be a strong ally with the United States, Iran being one of the main issues. Do you think he's going to effectively be able to convince China to become that strong ally?
Well, the president has made some progress in lining up other countries in which the U.S. has thorny relations with to come around on Iran, including Russia, India, several others. So there is some reason to think China can be brought around on that, not just Iran, but also North Korea. So clearly the president is willing to put down and lessen some of the U.S.'s own interests for a little while in order to curry favor with China.
All right, David Mark from Politico. David, as always, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.